Alright, hey, it's Shane here, or Fishing Tips 101. In the last video I showed you, I ran over some basic tips on how to rig some worms for bass fishing. This time I'm going to go over bass fishing, basically soft baits and lures that are good to have with you, because you can never have too many baits. Some common things: tubes. Two great tubes are the Viper King white silver fleck tube, that's typically clear water style tube, and green pumpkin copper, which is just a standard 4-inch tube. The Viper Kings are they're thicker and they have a solid head, so you can just basically it's gonna last longer for you. I haven't had any success with these. I've only used them once though. The Powerbait Realistics, you're probably going to want to get these in a different color, that is, so not much to say really about these. Just fish them like a worm pretty much. Just they have the weights built in, so wacky rig I suppose, or Texas, anything like that. Some earthworms. Earthworms are always good. Night crawlers. These are Gulp. These are biodegradable, so these are the night crawler sinking. You can get floating night crawlers. And of course, something always to stock up on. Get plenty of colors. If you can only buy one bait, not ideal, but I mean if you can only buy one bait, get some Gary Yamamoto 5-inch or 4 or whatever, however long you want, Senko baits. Amazing. Always remember, darker colored for darker water. Kind of seems weird, but lighter colored for light water, stuff like that. Not as much of a contrast, maybe. No one really knows why. Just gonna put these back so I don't crowd up this space too much. Alright, some other good soft baits, like I said, there's some grubs, but I mean, what I showed you is honestly the best you can get. I find they'll last you pretty much any situations. You just got to get spread out your colors, get the same bait, different colors, different sizes, try different hook combinations for size of hooks. Some hard baits now. We've got some of these. Never remember what this is called. Pretty much what it does is when you use this, you're going to break the surface of the water. This is made by Culprit, and it imitates the sound that a small school of fish makes when they break the surface of the water by spinning on the top. Fish are going to come behind it, clamp onto it. Or here's 2 spinnerbaits. These are used for bass. It's basically rig them with a swivel or something, snap swivel. Just hook them up there. It's going to trail behind like that. You got this thing spinning all along here every which way. Same with this one. And fish are going to come behind it and bite it. And this is the same, it's just spread out a little bit more. A good bait, I haven't tried this. I've tried it maybe once. Wasn't the best day. We didn't really catch any fish. We've tried a lot. So is the Booyah bait. Now this thing, it's a chatterbait. It's a 1/4 ounce head on it. It has basically a steel wire that allows the hook to move, so it doesn't break off and fish doesn't take your bait, anything like that. So it can flex with the bait, everything like that. So what it does when it's running through the water, this thing just shakes and makes noise. It's can't remember, Eagle Claw or something like that is the hook on it. So that's a good bait. From what I've heard, like I said, just used it once. If you want to spruce up any of your baits, always a great thing. Scent always will give you an upper hand. A lot of people, I haven't used these too much, but a lot of people swear by these, the Gulf Alive minnows, or you can get leeches. These are the 3-inch smelt. Show you on here. The containers aren't the best, they do leak a little bit, so I just have some plastic wrap. But here's what it is. Basically just a not plastic, I wouldn't say. It's biodegradable, but you rig it with a jig head, anything that you want pretty much. It's pretty potent, man. The stuff stinks, but if it catches you fish, then you know, I guess you can kind of just suck it up or something. Because if it catches you fish, then it's good. You gotta kind of deal with it, pretty much. So, let's see. I'm gonna go some rapple lures, which are always good to have in your arsenal, and also some swim baits. We've got, can't remember the color, but this is a rapple skitter pop. It's a topwater lure. Basically floats on top of the water. You pull it, and this little cone in front of its nose will make a popping sound. I just got this. This is an amazing. I've caught a lot of fish. Caught a record fish for Nova Scotia, but I mean, no one record compared to the book, but no one really goes and hands in what they get for records anymore, because the record fish for Nova Scotia is 4.5 pounds for a smallmouth bass. So it's a pretty small fish. Trim that off, but these are great. This is the X-Rap shad slash bait. It dives 20 something feet. I think it's 21 or something, 21 to 24 maybe. But it's great. Got the feathers, just a little more traction. Big nose helps it dive to that depth. It has rattles. It's great bait if you're into crankbaits. Just another tail. Swim baits. Swim baits. It's not necessarily a crankbait. It's kind of a mix between a crankbait and soft bait. They do have a weight in the front. The big paddle tails basically will just, you know, imitate a fish. You got one hanging here, treble hook, and then you just got one of those. You know, maybe a 4-0, maybe 3. But you got the holographic eyes, holographic body, everything like that. There's another one. These are made by Storm. I know you can get them Walmart, Canadian Tire if you live in Canada. $10 for a pack of 5 or 6 of these, and it's an amazing deal, really. So that's that. Those are basically the great baits to use if you need some baits for bass fishing, anything like that. Those are what works for me. So see you next time.